I think it's time to work. I think it is time to work. Time to work. It's a quarterback right there. And he's ready to go. Hey, bring him in. Ty, hurry up. Bring him inside. Yeah! Okay, we good? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? Let's have a great day today. 1-0 today. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Champions. Here we go.
Runners, mount up. Uncle Neely, let them know what time it is.
Man, we in Boulder where it's colder. It is 11:05 a.m. Mountain Time. That's noon 05 if you're on the East Coast. Don't know what time it is if you're in Chico. He like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 hours back. But it is the morning run, and we're here. We got running back press conferences taking place right now. Coach Jay Mack is up, so we will go to that in a sec. Make sure y'all don't miss none of that. But otherwise, man, it's going to be TMR day, and we're going to do the damn thing, Chico.
Like usual. You understand me? So shout out to everybody out there. Y'all make sure y'all get in the chat right now. Put your city, your state, your country, whatever it else you need to put up in there. Put that in the chat also. And we're going to go to this press conference right here out in Boulder where it's colder and everybody's getting busy. Make sure y'all put y'all city, your state in the chat once again. Let's get to it. Here we go.
They know what they're doing already. Oh man, explosive plays. I think they should definitely expect. Our guys, man, they've been working the tail off all off season. I think pound for pound, man, we're probably some of the strongest guys in the weight room. You know, you got like DT and those guys, Richard Young, those guys squatting over 500 pounds.
I don't know what Chico done done.
Took it back one time. Here we go from the top.
Oh man, and it was favor from God, man. Favor from God. I'm excited to be here. Just had the opportunity last year when Coach Prime gave me the opportunity to come here and work under Coach Fault. You know, it was just amazing opportunity for me. You know, and just working under Coach Fault, man, it's just been a blessing in disguise to learn from him. Just sit back and soak up all the knowledge that he blessed me with, and just kind of prepared me for this opportunity. You know, I've been working, man, for a long time, man, to get this opportunity, man. So I always felt like I was ready. But it was just always God's timing, and I just think it was just God's timing last year. Being with Coach Fault, learning under him, and then getting the opportunity, and just Coach Prime just giving me that call, man. So it was God sent. It was favor from God, man, and man, I'm excited about it, and I know I'm ready. I know I'm prepared for it.
Curious what your initial impressions are of the Go offense. Obviously, a lot of 2 running backs set. What does that kind of mean for you?
Man, as a running back, you like I told my guys, I'm saying, if you're not excited for this, I don't know what else to tell you, man, because this go offense is built for running backs. It's built for running backs to have success. With having the opportunity to be 21 personnel, you get the opportunity to have multiple guys out there, giving these guys multiple opportunities. So it's just the excitement, utilizing us so many different ways, from catching the ball out the backfield, to running the ball, just being used and being able to utilize all the ability that we have, So I'm definitely excited to be involved. I've been watching Coach Marion from afar, and I always love this offense. I was always excited as a running back. I was like, man, if I had the opportunity one day, to coach under that offense, man, that'd be pretty fun, man. And look at what happened, man. It ended up happening. So we're definitely excited about it. We're definitely pumped, and we're working hard because we know that it runs through us.
You have a couple backs in your room played in that system last year. Has that helped the learning curve for your room at all? Just having a couple guys that can maybe help their teammates out a little bit with the go-go?
Absolutely, absolutely. Having Damian Henderson and Jaquel Smith, those guys played in that system last year, man, and they bring a wealth of experience. They had a pretty solid year last year. Both of them had, I think, 500 some yards apiece. Two different style of backs. Damian bringing that 6'2", 215. He's a power back, but he also got some finesse to him. Like he can make you miss in traffic. He's pretty unique, man. I think he's gonna be really good for us. But those guys, man, they're really they bring that experience to this offense, man. And Jaquel Smith, man, he's at any given moment, man, he can take it the distance, man. Home run hitter. He's pretty young in the room, so he's still growing in a lot of areas. But those guys, man, just having them already there, already here, and coming from that offense, it definitely helped us a lot with learning and just being able to throw those guys in there and they know what they're doing already.
What should fans expect from this running back business?
Oh man, explosive plays. I think they should definitely expect. Our guys, man, they've been working the tail off all off season. I think pound for pound, man, we're probably some of the strongest guys in the weight room. You got like DT and those guys, Richard Young, those guys squatting over 500 pounds. Michael Welch bring a wealth of experience. He's strong as well. And then you got the new guys that's in. Jaquel and Dane with the experience, man. So physicality is going to be there for sure. The thing unique about all of our backs, they all bring a different style. So you don't know what you're going to get. DT just pretty much all purpose. He's going to do everything. He can catch, he can run, he can give it to you however you want it. Michael Welch is that little bowling ball, but he got 2 years of experience playing on this level. So he's going to bring the physicality. Richard Young, just been waiting on the opportunity. Remember at one point he was the number one back in the nation, coming out of high school. So just getting his confidence back and bringing his ability as a downhill runner. It's going to be big for us. And then we got the Sac State guys, that bring the experience. So man, if I'm a fan right now, man, be excited about what we're going to do. We're going to utilize us. We're going to utilize our strengths all across the board. You'll see a lot of 21 personnel. You'll see 12, man. And so it's going to be exciting for us, man. We're excited. I think the fans should definitely be excited, man. And we're going to continue to work our butt off. How you doing? Appreciate it.
You mentioned all the kind of differing skill sets in that role, but what are some of the non-negotiables that everybody has to do in order to, make sure you see playing time on the field?
Show up every day at practice. We can't take no days off and not be satisfied with just like an average day. Like today, I thought today was an average day. I thought we had a good end of the week last week. We made some good runs. You guys all see the Richard, running the guy over. It's all over the internet. But don't be satisfied with that. That's what I expect from you. So just teaching those guys is really the mindset. With running backs, man, we're built a little different. Every day, man, we love the physicality. We love hard work. So just getting these guys' mindset to understand. Don't be satisfied with the little things, right? Let's continue to stack good practices every day. So non-negotiable to me is showing up every day and then giving 50%. No, I need 110 every day. Every day we need 110. And from pass pro got to be bigger than running the ball to me. So we got to be able to protect. We got to protect our quarterback at all costs. Non-negotiable. How we doing? Yes, sir. Experience. I always tell everybody, man, the key to anything is experience. Anything you go through in life, it's based on experience. And that's what Mike is going to bring to, that's what he brings to our room. He started as a freshman at some point, started at some point last year as well. So just bringing the wealth of experience, man, once, I tell him all the time, I'm like, hey, man, you got more experience than anybody in this room when it comes down to playing at the Power 4 level. So you got to be able to showcase that, to show that you are a well experienced guy. This is your junior year now. the game should be slowed down for you. And so that's what I expect from him as spring go on, summer get here, then come fall. When he's in the game should be slow due to having so much experience on this level.
Hey, Coach Tyler King with Denver. Do have two questions for you. Just first, you mentioned admiring the go-go offense from afar for a while now. Just curious when you first kind of caught wind of what Brendan was running and just kind of how that, how much you enjoyed watching it from afar the last couple of years.
Man, I enjoyed Brennan when I think he was the offensive coordinator at Howard. I think that was I don't maybe that was his first one. I don't know, but I remember hearing about this guy. Hey, it's this young cat. That's running this. He invented this offense called the Go Go. So then I got it. I'm like, what is the Go Go? But it sounds pretty fun. I mean, like you just running, going vertical. I didn't know what it was. So then I started kind of looking into it. I started getting to know him first off. So then I ended up following him on social media and kind of just following him and started and over the years and just follow his journey and everything. And I got an opportunity to meet him. He probably don't remember me. He was big time then, and I'm just a guy that's trying to climb the ladder. But it was always unique. And then I kind of got a chance to look at it, and it was like, oh man, they're using 21 personnel, two backs, and I know he was a receiver, so it kind of it was pretty funny to me because I'm like, man, he's a receiver coach, but he loves to run the ball, So I thought that was unique. So that also let me know he's about winning. He's gonna do whatever it takes to win at all costs. If it's running the ball, if it's passing the ball, Coach Marion just want to win, and that's the biggest thing I like about him. I coach receivers throughout my career as well, so I actually picked his brain on a lot of receiving drills. He sent me a lot of receiving drills over the years. I actually used his drills and used this stuff, and I had a successful receiving core at several of my places. But he's very unique, man, and he's a teacher, man. He's a developer, and at the end of the day, we think alike in a lot of ways because we played big time ball. We were successful at our universities, and man, we love to win, and we're gonna do what it takes to win.
The second part of that is obviously with a lot of the 21 personnel you're running, it feels like there's going to be enough to go around for five guys in the room that are going to expect to play this season. Is that what are the conversations been like with the guys this year? Just kind of letting them know that, or so far that their time will all come
Yeah.
at some point.
Well, we know it's enough for everybody to eat. That's what we preach. Hey, it's enough out here for everybody to eat. You just got to do your job. How do you play without the ball? We preach that. So for us, it's about playing selfless. So everybody have to do their job. In order for this offense to work, everybody have to do their job. And usually, when you're doing your job, at some point you get rewarded for that. So playing selfless, and doing your job, and it's enough. At some point, when your number called, you got to make the play. Same as I tell my backs, hey, when your number is called, we have to be able to make the play. So be ready at all costs. But when we don't have the ball, okay, be selfless and do your job.
Question. The role of misdirection in the total offense. Feels like it's a lot of spider games, retard line, kind of just make everybody guess. How important is it, maybe more so than the conventional offense, even for communication and beyond?
From my offense, how important for us to know everything. Man, it's a lot of studying in this now. I'm still learning, and that's what people fail to realize. We just started learning this offense in January, so you know, it's still so many other plays. Coach probably got 1,000 plays. He tells us all the time, and I'm just gonna cut it short this time, but man, we got up to 1,000 plays probably out of Coach Marion, man, and he's always thinking to add more. So when our offense, man, we'll definitely always try to do what we have to do to keep the defense on their toes. But just as an offense, we have to continue to study, man. Continually study. My head is always in the book. We always learning every day. We're picking each other brains, and but we're doing a great job of helping our players to understand. We have all kind of drawings for them. That we have open book for questions for those guys, and for us to be where we are right now in spring ball and not as many MAs, which is misassignments. I'm pretty impressed on where we're at right now with our offense. Oh yeah, yes.
How much is that if you want to push into a leadership role this year? Maybe you don't have to, but
Well, he's already a leader for us. He's already a leader for us, man. And Man, the DT, man, he's just a student of the game. That guy loves football, man. He's always, I have to tell him to go home, man. Because he'll stay up here all day. He's always continually trying to learn. Again, he kind of put me in the mind of myself a little bit. We got the same height, be short. So we always had a little chip on our shoulder. But he's gonna do everything he can to be great. I have to get on him sometime because, I'm like, you're not gonna be perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, and you hate making mistakes. So that's the thing we had to work on this year. Of, hey man, it's okay to make mistakes. You know what I mean? It's all about how do you come back from that mistake? Because you're not perfect. Only one person in this world is perfect, and that's God. So but his work ethic, his student of the game. I wish I could have a team full of DTs. If we had a team full of DTs, man, we'll win the national championship. So he's gonna do what he got to do to out. He's gonna outwork you. He's gonna come prepared and ready to go every day, man. And I'm super blessed to be able to have him for another year. Mm-hmm. It's a perfect fit for him. He can hide behind it's more like a duo where he get the opportunity to read several keys on defense, not dictating him and telling him to go one way. He can go different ways. So just having that opportunity for him, man, to, you know, defense flow this way, he can go this way. Putting a guy like that with that type of speed in that position, man, it's favor to him. So he's blessed to be able to go out in his senior year to be in the style of offense that's gonna should elevate his game compared to last year. He just gotta stay healthy and continue to work, man, and he should have a successful year.
Last question, Coach.
One more. We good? All right. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Likewise.
Who wants to go first?
What's good, Richard?
What up, man? Doing good. No, feeling good, man. Feeling great to be here. Happy to be here. So
I know, I'm sure you've seen the video make the rounds, right? Of you, running through the defense. I guess kind of, what's it been like having Coach Marion kind of challenge you with the rest of that running back group to kind of play a certain way? Obviously as you all kind of learning this new offense.
honestly, for our group and for our for our group and everything we do, we hold a standard in our group. Uh, everybody got to do their part on everything we do. It's not just one man; it's all of us together. We all eat. We all got to eat. So we hold each other accountability. On the little things that we do wrong, and then the next day we gotta come the next day with a different mentality.
How would you describe your game and kind of just how you play it for people who maybe not seen you play or not familiar with your game? Like, what would you tell them about what you do best out of all?
I'll say I definitely a physical back, power back, speed. I have the speed also, the catching, also just everything that just comes with it little by little every day that I got to work on to do better with.
Hey, Richard, Brian Howell, over to the camera. Nice to meet you. A couple of two-part questions for you. First off, your time in Alabama, I know you probably didn't play as much as you wanted to, but what did you learn from that experience there in Alabama?
I learned a lot just being there. It's a great program. I loved everything about it. They taught me just not to be, just not to be, soft, to be a man at the end of the day. And I appreciate everything they've done for me, to be where I'm at now. So, yeah.
And then the second part is just coming here. You view it as just I guess, a second opportunity, just a restart for your career.
Definitely restart. Coach Brown gave me a chance, to show my ability, show what I can do. I'm always thankful for every opportunity that I get, no matter what. So definitely feel like, being here is just got to get better.
Richard, what did the transfer recruiting process look like for you? And as you went through it, what ultimately sold you on the bus?
Oh man, just Coach Fromm, the environment here, the players, the coaches, staff, the way they just come like to you, just love you, be there for you, support you, and they just want the best out of you. So that's why I took the chance here, and I was like, you know, like this place where I want to be at.
So they kind of stood out pretty early.
Yeah, definitely did.
Hey, Richard Miller, about San Pete. I'm good to meet you. Coach Marion talked a lot about the duo and ISO scheme specifically. I guess what do you think benefits you in that scheme, and how do you plan on attacking that?
Man, we play two backs. Sometimes we play 21 personnel, 12 personnel. So I just think, you know, with not just only me, but like the other also running backs, we all fit into it. We all got a mentality where, you know, when one eat, we all eat. So I feel like, you know, even just with my scheme of how I run the ball, I feel like I definitely fit in that.
Brown Schools from Rockport. Nice to meet you. What has it been like working with Coach Marion and Coach Max so far? What have you learned?
Honestly, I'll probably say great because I learned a lot from Coach Marion, Coach Mac. You know, they try to push me every day to be the best version of myself on and off the field. They see something in me that needs to come back out. You know, so I definitely appreciate it. You know, everything they done so far with everything. You know, we still got a long road ahead for me to get better, but I appreciate them so much.
Hey, Richard, just curious, how important is your relationship with the quarterbacks on this team, just in this kind of semi-option offense? And just what has it been like getting to know Juju and some of the guys there?
Man, they're competitive, great quarterbacks, all great quarterbacks. They love to compete. I love it every day of what they do and how they come and bring it to the table. They make me better, you know, as a running back. You know, they help me in the little situations where I need help. Still learning offense, trying to get better at this offense, and they just been a big brother to me.
Richard, big point getting you and nice to meet you. Coach Mack was up there talking about how Damien and Jabril, been how helpful they have been in just getting this offense installed and all that. How have they been a help to you and being more comfortable and starting to do offense?
Definitely. Obviously, they was at Sac State with Coach Marion and everything like that. So, if I have a problem with anything, I can come to them and ask them because I know they've been in the offense, they know what they're doing, and I'm just because I'm older than them and stuff like that. I still go to them, for help and situations that I don't know yet.
Just curious how much DT has stuck out as a leader so far, and just kind of what his presence is in the room for you guys. Because I'm sure all five of you, expect to see some time this year, and kind of how that is meshing with the personalities and stuff like that.
Definitely, man. DT is like a humble person that I can say, hardworking. He brings the juice every day. That's what I can say about him. He pushes me, to be great, even though he's a little bit faster than me. But I try to like catch up when I can. We compete when we do drills and everything like that. In the weight room, on the field, off the field. We try to find things where we can compete, and not only with DT. That's all the running backs. We all try to find things where we can do better on to try to compete with each other. So our group is going to be amazing.
I feel like there's that understanding there between all the guys that everyone's going to get their turn at some point this season, just given how much opportunity is for the running backs in the system.
Definitely. We all work. Like I said, like we're all hungry. We still have a lot to go to get better in certain areas that we need to get to, but I feel like we're going to keep stacking days every single day.
Last year, and it's kind of unfair to compare this to last year because so many good guys, but leadership was a struggle for last year's team. As a newcomer, has there been anybody that stuck out to you, guys who are really bona fide leaders in this team?
Say that question one more time.
Who sticks out to you as a leader in this team?
We have multiple leaders that I say, like Juju, Bo, DT, some players on the offense. Like it's a lot of leaders that stuck out the first day, like I got here and everything. So I feel like those type of players they're sticking out to be big leaders on this team.
Any more questions?
Sure, bro.
Kind of what's it like being here, getting used to Boulder, all that kind of stuff, and how much have you enjoyed it so far?
Boulder been very well to me. Like coming from Cali, like it's very different, like with the snow and stuff. So it's like still trying to get used to it. I'm still wearing clothes like I'm back home with the sun and all that. So now I just got to fix up my wear.
Just curious your initial thoughts to go to offense? Like, what does this mean for you? And just kind of what's your experience in it so far?
The go-go did a lot for me. Like the go-go helped me get here today. Like I feel like the go-go offense is a very good offense for running backs, receivers. Like it's a well-rounded offense. Everybody's gonna eat.
What's it like being in Boulder compared to maybe where you've been before? Did it take a little bit of a mentality shift for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like just like the community and everything. Like I love the community here. Like it's very good community. Like coming from where I was, it was same thing. Very good community. It's just like the weather changed. It's just that stuff like that.
Something you stop right there at TMR. When you found out that Coach Marion was leaving Sac State, was it a thought in your mind that like I'm going to try to go wherever he goes, or did it kind of just happen throughout the recruiting process when you hit the portal and you got like that?
Yeah, for sure. Like I seen that and I was like, I got a chance. Like I showed him I could actually play. Like so it's basically just him giving me the opportunity to come here and show the world that I could play on this level.
How would you describe him as a coach, as somebody who played under him for at least a year?
Coach Marion is a very great guy. Like he know how to get the best out of a player. Like he's gonna push you. He's not just gonna leave you alone. Like he's gonna get it out you.
If you go back to last year, and you're learning the offense for the first time in Coach Marion, what is something that you wish you knew now than back then you were trying to learn about them?
That's a good question. Learning it back then, it was very hard because it was so much. Like Coach Marion playbook is like outrageous. Like so many plays, like trying to consistently learn them, and he installing like by each week. So it was kind of hard, but like here since I've been in the offense, it's like me just going over the plays. I already know them. It's just me writing them down. Like still, even though I already know them.
What's it been like acting as kind of like a resource to the players that did not play with Coach Marion last year, learning this go-go offense?
Like it's good. Like I'm glad the guys can come to me like without like being scared or something. Like, hey Damian, like you ran this before. Like, how is it? Like, what do you see? Like, how would you run the ball and stuff like that?
You still have your winter clothes from those Fort Collins?
No. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Everything from Fort Collins is thrown away. We don't even. I don't even know why we're speaking on Fort Collins. We ain't gonna talk about them right now.
Okay, so one more question on that. You played against this team.
Yes.
Is it weird to be with this team now?
Yeah, it is. But like, hey, I always wanted to be on this side, so it was nothing to me.
Speaking of your time at Fort Collins, I thought one of your former teammates, Rick Hartson, I know he used to ask you a question today and stuff like that. But how much do you think that prepared you for media now over here?
A little bit, cause Brig, like that's my guy and everything. Like he asked me some outrageous things. Like it was just crazy.
How are you better now than you were a year ago?
Running wise, like my vision, my feet got better. Being patient on runs, like just a lot of my game improved. Me getting lower and stuff like that. Yeah.
Last question.
All the guys.
Thank you, gentlemen. And that's a wrap, gents.
Chico.
Yes, sir.
Before I get into that, I told you so. I'm reminded of when my kids were little and they would be excited about the work they had done in school. Maybe they drew a giraffe with 7 legs or a dog with 5 legs or something. They were just proud of their work and they wanted to keep showing it to you. Go ahead and play your little video, Chico, because you tried to play it every chance you got.
Little video. Why gotta be about a little video?
Chico, just every time somebody stops talking, you try to play it.
Yeah.
Let's everybody gather around the kitchen table.
It's just a filler video instead of just being nothing. You know what I mean? We could just have this in there.
I'm with you. People didn't get a chance to see it because they come back real quick.
Wow, it's just a little filler video. That's all.
I
while
love
they
it,
getting
dog.
up, you know what I mean? Just put that
I
on
love
there. I mean,
I love
nothing
it,
wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
dog.
Just try to add a little production in there for our
I
viewers.
salute it.
You know what I mean? Instead of just the same old, you know, add a
Yeah,
little something different. You know,
yeah,
something they
Chico, I
might be
love it.
expecting. That's all. You know, it has some copyright music on that, so that's why it's just blank. So we just put our soundtrack over it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I was gonna
But
say
overall,
that's why we have people
Big
like
Beast.
Big Beast Franklin in our life.
Absolutely. Shout out to Big Beast Franklin. Shout out to my dog Joe Fleazy also, and everybody else, man, who out there checking in with us. You got your consistency win shirt? Take a picture and send it to us. Let us know. If you don't, go to the website, unclechico.myshopify.com and get you some. You feel me? So silly, dog.
I feel you, dog.
Jersey South playing it like he was a paid promo. He's scared.
I was up here cracking up. I said, Chico, go get that video in. Chico was in Denzel mode. I'm leaving him with something.
Go ahead and play your little video.
Hey, Chico, that's how we do each other. Chico be, hey, Uncle, tell me about your little watch you got on there. I see it.
Yeah.
Little watch.
Oh man. That's all. Hey, it's for the chat out there, man. It's for the runners. We appreciate you guys tuning in. So, we try to bring you guys something different out there. That's all. Just some little put a little something extra on that thing instead of just eating it plain all the time. You understand me?
Yeah. Ain't nothing like a little extra.
Nothing like a little extra. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm sure you're gonna go get a little extra, Coach Chef Solomon today. You know what I mean?
In about 34 minutes.
Yeah, do your thing, dog. We support that. We live through you in that effort right there. When you go in that cafeteria, just know I'm right there with you, You
Yes,
feel
sir.
me?
The big word is vicariously.
Vicariously through you.
That's the big word.
Okay.
Chico, but you heard it there, man. You heard from Coach Johnny Mack, who we've had on the morning run this year. He's been a guest on the morning run. You heard from a couple of his backs there. We've had the offense coordinator, Coach Marion, on as well. And I think when you stir all that in a pot, put it on simmer, you got to be enthusiastic about this run game in the go-go offense. There's going to be plenty to go around, plenty of opportunity. These backs bring diverse running styles. They have different body types. And you see how that matches up with your opponent, whether you want to go with two backs or one back on a particular series. So it's an exciting time, man. Like, I think there's going to be, let me change that. I know that there's going to be a deliberate process to running the ball. And as Coach Marion said, he was on, we're not just going to be running for the sake of running. We're going to be running because it's the productive and the right thing to do in the situation. And we got various backs that we can count on for that. So I'm looking forward to it. I think the run game is going to be, a part of this. As Coach J. Mack said, when you hear the term go offense, you think it's, there's four receivers just running verticals down the field. But the term go actually comes from DC, the music brand there, when he was coaching at Howard. So it's just, when you hear go, don't over assume what it is as far as the style of it. Another thing that I think Coach J. Mack touched on, man, I want to explore with you, Chico, is that, he talked about the number of plays that they still have out there they haven't gotten to wise. And I was talking to Coach Marion, and he told me once the other day, he said, Neely, every day of my life since ninth grade, I have written a play.
Wow. Born to do it, dog.
He said, don't a day go. He said, man, when I was in school, teacher, what you back there doing? And I showed what I was doing. I was drawing a football plays. Oh, you better pay attention to class. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. And he said, man, I can see it now. I go, ha ha.
Hell yeah. Spike the ball in her face. But you know what? He probably would do like I did, one of my old teachers back in the day. He would probably just still treat her nicely. You know what I mean? Just let her know. But she'll see, she can smell the success, So he ain't got to spike the ball in her face. But hey, you could tell that, he was born for this. He takes pride in it, has a lot of passion behind what he does out there on the football field. And it's just crazy that Coach Mack, Johnny Mack, knew about him and researched him, and as he said, followed him after hearing about his go-go offense, and now he's working with them. I looked at Coach Mack's Instagram page earlier. I saw a picture of him meeting Coach Prime back in the Truth days, and now he's working with them. So you just never know, man. Honestly, to be honest, then we'll talk about manifestation. That's the big word, right? I told a couple friends of mine after the first time Neely and I talked, I said, we're going to be working together. We're going to be doing the show together, and we're going to be interviewing Coach Prime and a bunch of other people together. Didn't have Uncle Chico at the time, didn't have the morning run at the time. But after one conversation, I said, shit, we're going to do it. Well, we're doing it. So now I'm just going to put into the universe $284 million. $284 million. $284 million.
Hey, Chico, I'm not gonna argue with that. I like your little manifestations.
Little.
Yeah, it's just cute. I like it. I like your little production you're doing over there, Chico.
I'm gonna take you out for a steak dinner, and then that's it. I'm gonna tip the waiter $1,000.
One thing I also want to point out, man, you heard Coach Mack talking about Micah and his leadership and what the experience is going to mean. I've gotten a couple of comments on videos I've put out since we've been back. Hey, where Micah?
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell you all the time, man, it's 106 jokers out there.
Yeah.
Everybody don't the camera don't find everybody every day. Just because you don't see them don't mean they're around. Footage today, later on this evening, or maybe tomorrow morning because we got prime parents tonight. You'll see Micah doing some of the drills. But this running back room, man, is healthy, it's deep, it's talented, it's diverse in body type and running style. So you can adapt that situationally. And then you have an OC and a running back coach who are speaking the same language. All that adds up to me, man, is that, like they're saying, it ain't hype, it ain't salesmanship. Everybody in that room is going to get opportunity.
Yeah. And that's what they got to be excited about if you're in that running back room. And like Coach Marion said, you can see there with the two big backs, everybody's different. Everybody brings a different style. Bruiser style with Big Richard Young, a Darius McFadden style with Damian Henderson, a bowling ball style with Michael Welch, receiving shifty back with the Kaylon Taylor. Jaquel, same thing. Man, you got some ballers out there. I can't wait to see them. And I'm glad that they have a two-back system because you can have both of them on the field, two of them on the field at the same time with so many backs that's talented back there for Colorado. So, man.
Yeah, I love that too, Chico. You played on both sides of the ball. You played linebacker for a time and then moved to tight end. And so when you were on offense at tight end, one of the things you have the advantage of is you're trying to make the defense think. You're trying to make them guess, now, what does this formation mean? What do they tend to do out of this formation? And when you have two backs back there, you're running out of 21 personnel, two backs, one tight end, and it's early in the season and there's really no true film, in this situation. One thing you have done is you've made people stand their feet still. You know where you're going. Now they got to guess or react. And now you will field 2 yards. Now they're trying to catch you from behind.
Yeah.
And you let a guy like Trackhawk get going. He broke one the other day, Chico. I seen him in lunch. I said, dog, I really think you've gotten faster. Like you were pulling off from people still 20, 25 yards down the field. No one was gaining ground, catching up.
Yeah.
And so all he needs is, as Gail Sayers once said, shout out to Gail Sayers, 6 inches of daylight.
That's about it,
yeah,
dog.
If you give me that, if I get through that, I'm gone.
Now, offensive line can bring it too, can provide it with this. And then, like you said, man, just making that defense think and, just one hesitation right there, you could be out the back door just that fast because of the misdirections, the options, the passing that you can have off of the run action and things of that nature, man. So it's all on the offensive line, I think, and it's all on the defensive line on the defense side of the football for the Buffs right now, because from what I've been seeing, I can just say that the defensive backs are looking like they're going to be a strong part of this team. The running backs like it's going to be a strong room on this team, wide receivers, across the board. But I think the pressure is going to be directly on, can the offensive line create those holes for those backs? And I think they have the guys that can do it on this team now, on this roster.
Chico, I'm going to tell you this, dog. Y'all ain't got to listen to me. Let's go back to the morning run on Monday when somebody from the chat, might have been Von Randall, I'm not sure, or Don Duncan. They asked our special guest, Coach Tremaine Jackson, what was his takeaways from practice? What did he see that he liked? And what did he talk about? He talked about the size of that offensive line, including the center. He was like, man, normally you don't see big centers, but y'all have a big offensive line and they can move around. And this was a head coach from another school. That was his observation. You ain't got to listen to Uncle Chico.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was his observation, his takeaway. And so I think you do have the line, that's going to give them some opportunity to push back and move the line of scrimmage to the other side. And I think that the backs going to take advantage of it. And again, with the formations, there's just so much creativity you can do. You know how it is, Chico. Typically, a guy in the slot or a tight end guy, a linebacker's trying to cover them.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got no contractual agreement with the opponent that you can't not only have a track hawk back there running back, you can have Q for 6 back there with him and running back.
We're talking about some speed
gonna
on top
get
of
who?
speed.
Yeah.
Continue to be with Coach Marion. Like you say, he drawing up plays every day, over 150 plays. He said that he can go to right now that'll work. Coach Mack said he thinks he has over 1,000 plays that they haven't even gotten to all of the plays yet, basically. So, looking at this running back room, let's look at this list right here. Just these guys. You can pull up just the running back. All of them. Look at the height, weight. All of them different, from 5'11" to 6'2". Shout out to Titus Batista also. Walk on. We're gonna have his dad. He hit me up. He's gonna have him on Prime Parents. Got to check him out.
Old medical doctor.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
and that's
indeed.
what,
Get some info.
amazing about Titus, man. He playing football and he would let you know, no, I'm gonna be a doctor like my dad.
Wow. Okay, so that's gonna be a great story to hear right there. His dad is in Chicago and back and forth from Chicago to California. I almost said from Chicago to Chi-Town.
You still say that.
It's all right. Put it out there. But Zaquil Smith, Kaylon Taylor, Richard Young, Damian Henderson II, Bryce Hicks, Michael Welch, Titus Bautista, Leonardo Valle, or I have to see how I pronounce his last name. Those are the running backs on the roster right now. Michael Welch, no, he didn't change his number according to the roster, still number 29. So we should see more from those guys too, man. Coach Johnny Mack, shout out to him. Got a nice room.
Yeah, he does. He does. Nice and enthusiastic room, and coachable, and they like what they're
strong as hell too.
Yeah, and like I asked him when he was on with us, Chico, do you find that your guys listen a little bit more when they see your footage? And he has a lot in common body wise with Track Hawk and with Micah, and running style wise when he was at Tech. So great coach, man, great young coach, up and coming guy, a lot of energy at practice, which matches his OC, and of course the DC, and they go at it and they compete, man. I love what I'm seeing, out of that running back room.
A lot of experience. He was another coach that once coached out here in Hawaii at the UH, University of Hawaii. So been around, man. A lot of traveling, being a coach. Damn. I got to put strain on families, though. But hey, you're getting paid. Hey, go anywhere. Hawaii's not a bad place to go to for coaching. Coach Marion said he was out here during the pandemic, dog, and he said most days were off days. What? You're gonna have an off day somewhere as a coach, dog. No better place.
And you speaking from experience because you be off every day. I'm not talking about work.
I'm just off.
You not off for hey, what's wrong with that boy? He off. Don't say that to him.
Off. He a little off. I told you that was my cousin Duck. Shout out to Duck up there in Minnesota somewhere, Minneapolis somewhere.
Duck was a little off.
Yeah, Duck was a little off because when we had them waves, or somebody had some waves, and they said, "What you put in your head?" They says, "Just put a little oil in there." Da da da. Duck came back to the house with some motor oil in his head. What? Big Mama said this boy a little off right here. This boy is definitely a little off.
Shout out to my homeboy Al Evans. He was a little off. Al lived down the street, so we would walk to junior high. I think they call it middle school now. He would stop at my house and we would leave out together, right? My brother was in high school, so he got 45 more minutes for it's time for him to go. So Al would come in the back door, and my brother would be like, "Hey Al, what is it like out there, man? Is it cold outside?" Al be like, "I don't know." He said, "What you mean you don't know? You just walked the block up and you been outside." "Man, I don't know if it's cold outside. I had my coat on. I can't tell."
I don't know about you. I got my coat on. I can't tell. Bruh. That's one of them bruh moments right there. Dog. What you doing, dog?
That man said he couldn't tell you if it was cold. He had his coat on.
Why you got your coat on then?
Because it's cold. Woo.
What we doing, dog?
Chico, let me hit you with a couple things, man, I witnessed this weekend, if you don't mind.
Talk to me.
Both of which on Sunday.
Both of them. With an F.
I don't change my TV channel a lot, so I don't want to say the name of the network because I might have it wrong, but I know both of these reporters work from the same network. I'm going to look it up and clarify with you. But I seen two sports reports on Denver media, and this is, major networks. And you know how guys give a sports report, and then you have like a kind of sports editorial, segment. And both of these, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, were about Coach Prime. And I just said, damn. So the first one was a guy, because Prime, you remember, had his presser on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy did his rebuttal on Saturday, and he was like, I just don't know what to make of Coach Prime. When we asked him about Juju, he gave some cosmic riddle to decipher about that he's coming around the mountain. I don't know what that means. And, I just wish he would answer questions instead of give riddles or give analogies that nobody understands. I just said, how does a mofo not understand what coming around the mountain means? So I wanted to take a moment, Chico, and break it down for you. It's like not
break
you
it
for
down
that.
for him, Uncle Neely. Here we go.
If you're coming, that means progress is being made, right? You're coming around the mountain, and like I'm here and you're coming to me. You're not here yet, but you're making progress. And Coach Prime even said, but I expect by the time that ball is snapped week 1 down at Georgia Tech, he will be around the mountain. But he's coming on around the mountain, and he'll be there when he comes. What you don't understand about him saying the brother's making progress? Are we ready for week 1 right now? No. But he's coming around the mountain.
Well, they're saying this, Unc. Why don't he just say that?
He did.
Exactly.
He did.
He didn't say it in a way that they wanted him to say it, maybe. Is that right?
And that's why standardized tests are culturally biased.
Ooh.
Because this man was clear as day to me when he said, my quarterback is making progress. He's not ready for week 1 right now. But I fully believe that when we get off that plane in Atlanta, he's gonna be ready when that ball snaps. He coming around the mountain. He making progress.
Yeah. And even if he was already around the mountain, as a head coach with a young quarterback who wants to stay on top of him and wants him to keep progressing, I would think that he would say something of that nature.
Chico, not only are you spot on, amen, tell Manny back there to hit the button for you.
Oh, my God.
What about his other quarterbacks that are competing?
Exactly.
He has to instill in them, hey, dog, that ain't that man's job yet. Y'all are good. He coming around the mountain, and y'all could catch him if you come on, too.
Y'all got talent, too. We got some talented quarterbacks back there also.
But this dude got on the news. I'm going to get the channel for y'all. This dude got on the news and said, Coach Prime this, that. You don't know how to communicate effectively. The example was I asked him about the quarterback, and he gave us some answer about around the mountain that didn't make no sense. I'm like, you need to find something else to do.
Yeah, I was about to say you need to get another job if you having problems understanding that. You feel me? You need to be sitting over here somewhere. That's my mama calling me, dog. She sent me a picture wearing her merch today. So I told her, and now
well, you did just say if you got a shirt,
she done got excited. So watch this. Hey, my man. Hold on, we recording the show right now. You on live. You got something to say to Uncle Neely? She said she loved the show and she gonna punch you when she see you.
And
she ain't say that. She ain't say that. I'm just playing. He go find a way. He gonna find a way to twist it, so I can't say that you said that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say what I was gonna say regardless. I was gonna say, Mama Chico wants you to send a picture of wearing the merch, but I want a special picture. I want you looking back.
Hey man, watch your. Hey man, chill out before you get.
I want you
through the camera.
Back.
Shut up.
I want you looking back at me.
You're crazy, man. Hold on. Let me get this nigga on the camera.
Don't just send me no regular picture.
Crazy. Hey, dog. Hey, chat. Y'all know I'm gonna have to grab him right when I see him. I'm gonna have to grab him when I see him. Now that's a fact.
Chico. I told you I had two. That was one. That was Saturday.
Okay.
I'm watching TV Sunday.
All right, back to it.
Same channel, but different reporter. Did the sports report. They got to the end. It was time for Colorado. And this dude stood there and he said, I'm paraphrasing, Colorado had a very challenging week. But what I was disappointed in the most is I was disappointed in Deion Sanders. Because you had a player who lost his life on Sunday, and we didn't hear from the head coach until Friday. Monday's press conference was offense coordinator. Throughout the week was other coaches, players. We didn't hear from the head coach directly until Friday. And I just think that's poor leadership on his part, and we expect more out of coach. Chico, I almost grabbed the TV and just shook it. This man, being Coach Prime, has clearly been in communication with the family, spent time with the family, made sure all the arrangements were taken care of as far as being on campus. The family, if you watched the service, was ingratiated toward him. And let me tell you this, man, just today, Chico, and people will see this later. Do you know who was at practice today, Chico?
Who's at practice?
Dom's father was at practice today. Do you know why he came to practice? He said, before we all go back home, y'all have been so important to us in this grieving process. I just want to see what it was like for Dom each day. I just want to come to practice, see what he would have been doing or what he had been doing. I just want to live vicariously through y'all and watch practice before we go back. But you're going to have a reporter sit there and say that Coach Prime showed no leadership in this issue because he didn't do a presser on the front end. He did it with his regular schedule Friday. Man, some of these folks have a standard that is so damn ridiculous for him that it really don't matter what he do. It don't matter what he do. They're going to find something to continue to move the goalpost just because it's Deion Sanders. When you ain't heard the family tripping or complaining, and you can tell by the team when the other coaches and team players, spoke throughout the process and all were talking about Coach Prime's leadership. When you watch well-off videos, Reach the People, the Pregame Network videos, you saw Coach Prime's leadership all throughout the week. But just because he didn't talk to you in the format that you wanted him to talk to, you're going to accuse him of not showing leadership in this process when all he did was lead. He was the tip of the spear from the moment he found out. We just got to do better, dog. Come on, man. Because I always say, Chico, a lie unchallenged can easily become the truth. And so I just want to take a moment and respond to those two lies. The mainstream media, Denver media, come on, man. Stop. What do you got to do, Chico?